Let's get into best early bets here. So we like to try and get out early on some of these sharps because the lines are going to move. Had a pretty decent amount of success with it. Last week we were really good. So if you want to lock some of these in, we're going to do our locks, leans, and dogs on Friday. Then we do our Saturday six-pack that we put out. But guys, just a couple that I've got here. And I've got a lot of respect for Texas State. But I am absolutely loving what I'm seeing from Arizona State and Kenny Dillingham right now. Why? Because they're downhill. They're a downhill. Scattaboo, if you haven't seen Scattaboo, a.k.a. Haru, the Great White Ninja, oh boy, is a tank. I think he may be an NFL player. I really believe that. When you go back and watch him. The dude runs hard. Texas State offensively struggled a little bit week 1. Saw what they did last week. They're a team a lot of people are hot on in the Sun Belt to be able to maybe be that team in the 12-team playoff. I like Arizona State minus 1.5 in this one. They handled Mississippi State. They were able to hang on. Leavitt looks competent at quarterback. It looks like they know who they are. And it looks like it's fun to play football at Arizona State again. I think they go to Texas State. Give me Arizona State minus 1.5. It's going up at minus 112 right now.
I like that. All right. We talked about the Oregon State. You bought it up to plus 17.5, minus 132. I did the same thing. I really like that. And maybe, hey, locks, leans, and dogs on Friday. We can have that conversation. 2 teams right now we've been talking about taking the under all season. One of them, Notre Dame, at Purdue, under 46 right now. They still play solid defense, but they're not great on offense. Riley Leonard's banged up. Sounds like he is going to play, though. I'm going to take the under at 46. That's minus 112. And then Michigan. We said we're going to take the under in every Michigan game. Arkansas State coming to town. The under is 47.5 at minus 110. I'm still going to take it.
Yeah. Blaine, what do you like?
All right, walk with me now. What you're hearing with these bets, right when it comes out of my mouth, take it. All right, take it.
How much you win last week?
I won $11,000 last week.
That's the truth, and he can prove it.
All right, you're going to go ahead and take Texas minus 34.5 at home, minus 120 against UTSA. This will be an ass beating of a lifetime. Texas State just beat them 49-10. The next one you're going to take, all right, you're going to bet Ole Miss until they don't cover.
I think this is smart.
It's 23.5 right now. You're at Wake. Wake is terrible. They just lost to Virginia 31-30, and Ole Miss has a what this year? They have a defense, so go ahead and take that cover. Give me Utah. Minus 20.5 against Utah State on the road. Utah State just got beat 48-0 by USC.
And it's not just you got beat, it's how you got beat and how you looked.
And my last one of the day, and you can buy this down a little bit if you want to, but it's hard for me not to take Tennessee minus 49.5 against Kent State. Yeah. It really is. You can get that down to 46.5 and get it at minus 150, which is pretty good.
Is it a Tennessee and Ole Miss until it's not?
Why wouldn't you?
Why not? Because they're set up for that. They play good defense and they score a lot of points.
So the other ones I have, please, everybody out there, please keep betting on Wisconsin to cover against Bama, because if this gets below 13.5, I may put the rent on it. I'm going to take Bama at minus 15.5 right now. I don't think anybody outside of the Packers roster can tackle Jalen Milroe. We got a great preview of that game. People are loving it on YouTube. Check it out on our YouTube channel. Should be interesting. We're going to talk about Boston College, Missouri tomorrow. Yeah. Right, there's a couple games we got to hit tomorrow, including Florida and A&M. I like BC plus 17 because we don't know about Missouri's defense yet. I don't want to get too far out on this because we're going to do the preview tomorrow. But this is Missouri's chance to show us the biggest question. We know Brady can cook. Yeah. That's why it's his last name. We know Luther Burden, what they can do on offense with Drink and with Peeler and all those guys they got on staff. But it's the defense, and we know that Boston College, at least to this point, against a porous Florida State team, looked really good up front, and Castellanos looked under control at quarterback. So I don't know why you wouldn't take Boston College plus 17 at minus 112 or buy that puppy up to plus 17.5 to cover yourself. The Oregon State one we talked about, Blaine, you talked about the Texas one. I even like it at minus 35 at minus 112.
I think that's a good bet. And you brought this one up earlier, Dave, and I think this is also a really good bet on the board. And it's Tulane plus 5.5.
Yes.
You can get it
Oklahoma.
Well, can I say this?
Good,
They're a good football team.
Hey, well, can I say this? You know, we caught a lot of hell during the offseason about saying Oklahoma is a question mark on offense, not because we don't think Jackson Arnold's going to be a good player. He's going to be a really good player. But you have a brand new quarterback and a brand new offensive line. Yes, they're through the transfer portal, but they haven't played together. Whenever you have to replace those two symbiotic positions, it takes time. And so I had so many Oklahoma fans this past weekend like, dude, you may have been right about us. Yeah. But a lot of them were jumping off the ship. Don't do that yet. This is going to be a process with Jackson Arnold. That's why we told you guys, this year you're not coming in throwing hammers.
Like, no true Oklahoma fans jumping off the ship, though.
I'm just saying anybody, because I saw some people talking about Venables on social media. Y'all are insane if y'all think that. But as far as Oklahoma looking like what we thought they were going to look like early, because you got to keep building and building and building and building.
There's nothing worse than fair weather fans, man. God, you want something?
Yeah, and they're not even real fans.
I was kind of fist fighting Skybar because two guys were fair.
I'm glad you brought up Tulane, though. That was another one, Tulane plus 14. Colorado State over 58.5. That was a shootout last year. I think we get back to another shootout. UNLV plus 7.5 at Kansas. That's a full touchdown.
It's a little tricky.
I just saw UNLV's football team make a TikTok. I'm not betting on that.
Well,
Okay, that's good information.
they're pretty dangerous. I think that's a little bit of a scary game because Kansas is coming off a loss.
Yeah,
against Illinois. Where
maybe that's for a reason.
Offensively, it
might
is
be for a reason.
But this is a veteran Kansas team, and I like Leipold a lot. Everybody is so hot to trot on UNLV right now, and I get it, right? Because they beat Houston's ass, and then Houston ran with Oklahoma a little bit, and then what they did last week. I don't know. That one makes me a little nervous.
We got a lot of people in the chat asking about Georgia minus 24.
I'm taking it.
At Kentucky.
I'm taking it. They're another one. I'm taking it until it's not. A couple years ago.
I hate that number.
2 years ago, they had a scare at Kentucky. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Oh, I think too. There's what's the over/under on that?
It was
42.5. What was it?
42.5.
It is 45.5, and the money's laying the under.
I like the under. I like the under in this game because it just smells like a 31-10 game.
That one we need to check the weather too.
Yeah,
that could be one where the weather decides.
That's true. The 24.5 number, why would you not just buy that down to 23.5? Because, again, football is a game played in 7s, 4s, and 3s. Like, 24 is 24.5. Like, even if it was 24, you're like, all right, they win by 24, it's a push. And that doesn't say Georgia's going to beat them to death, but if it's bad weather or something happens, Carson Beck throws a pick 6, or there's a special teams touchdown or a snap over the head, 23.5 is a lot better than 24. But 24 is a lot better than 24.5. Why not? It's not like it's going to just totally flip how much money.
I hadn't made up my mind yet about Memphis and Florida State.
I haven't
that was
got
the
to
one
watch
I hadn't
Memphis
made up
enough this year. And one thing, if you're going to bet a spread with a big number, all right, like the Tennessee-Kent State game, one thing I look at when it comes to this is the 2s for Tennessee. To bet good teams like this, most of the time, the 2s for Tennessee are better than the 1s at Kent State.
Yep.
Right? So even garbage time, you feel comfortable racking up those points with the spread.
Yeah.
So if you're going to bet a big number, make sure you're looking through depth charts for the 2s, all right, and what talent's there, because that matters late in games to cover spreads.
No, it does. What's up, YouTube? Hey, do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. We'd really, really appreciate it. If you already have, you guys are the best. Make sure you hit that like button as well and keep spreading the word. It's a long season. Right, we're basically just on first down. Hell, honestly, we're really still in warm-ups.